Jay, sir? Come here for a second.
What's happening, good people? Y'all know what time it is, man. Look, it is Friday. Facts on Friday with your family. You know what I'm saying? I'm Jay Walking the third. If you don't know me, but you should. And that's Carolina Dirt 803, my brother, my partner, my drinking partner. And down at the bottom, you know, world renowned fan of, you know, everybody mess with Cee Hess, man, of Motivated Minds Podcast. Y'all check him out on YouTube. What's going on with you, brother?
No, man. Hey, I'm in y'all neck of the woods, man. I'm down here in the sticks. Came down here to watch my son, man, play basketball. So, hey, man, I didn't think it was as cold down here, bro. It's cold.
Oh, no. It's cold, cuz. It is cold, and it's gonna be colder tomorrow.
But see, I got to get back to the 904. I got to get back. I got to get back to Florida.
I can dig it. Carolina, what's happening with you?
Hey, shit, boy. Hey, Cee Hess said, boy, that wind is cutting out there, bro. It's a little chilly out there, but y'all know I love it, bro. It helped my liquor go down better.
That's why I said, man, good thing I got this good firewater in me, you know what I'm saying? So I can rock a little bit.
Hey, you know what? Granddaddy used to call it that hawk.
Hey, okay.
Hawk coming swooping down. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Golly.
Nah, man, I just took my dog out because I seen Jack Frost nipping at his own goddamn nose. Shit, but it's cold out there, man. It's cold. I got some people in the Midwest in that polar vortex or whatever they call it. Bruh, I would not. We used to live out there for a long time. I would not. I wouldn't be able to operate like that.
Shit.
Hey, where was y'all at? What part of the Midwest?
Fort Leonard Wood.
And then I went to.
You got to say nothing else.
Yeah, I went to Fort Riley, which is Kansas. Yeah, man.
And it's flat, and that wind come whipping through there.
Nothing is stopping it.
Nothing
is stopping. It's so cold out there. Like, it's a different kind of cold. You know how cold. You know it's cold as shit when the wind blow and it feel like you wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of cold.
Y'all see Andy Reid last week? They said the wind chill was negative 21 out there. Boy, and they had fans out there, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Green Bay fan, bro. And I tell my homeboys, if I win the lottery, we all going to a Green Bay game in December. But that Kansas City negative 21 shit, bro, I don't know.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't know. I'll be like, man, they make a lot of goddamn money and play a game until this time of the year right here. You out there half naked, you know what I'm saying? And it's negative nothing out there.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah, some of the jokers don't have no sleeves on, man. They just be
it's a different it's a different type of mental makeup. You feel me? But you get some of that. We gonna talk about the military shit. We got some of that. You know what I'm saying? We got some of that. But either way, man, how'd your son do tonight?
Oh, he actually, man, he did pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised.
Well, you know what? This is actually his first year playing. Well, he had played since he was probably about 4. So this is he plays for the school, man. So this is his first year playing. So he's actually he did pretty good. But what they did was he go to private school, so they had this other little black kid. So they put him on him. They put my son on him. You know what I'm saying? So I can tell that the coaches that they have, they're not really teaching the kids fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? So that and their team is good. He played on the B team or the JV. So those kids are good, bro. It's just that I told him, I said, listen, if y'all can play, if y'all learn to play defense, y'all will be undefeated. So they're like 6-2. But if they learn to play defense, and some of the stuff is they kept getting 3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? The 3 seconds in the paint. I said, that's coaching. How every time down the court, every other time down, one of y'all getting hit for 3 seconds in the paint. I said, that's coaching. So they're not teaching them fundamentals.
Yeah, I mean, and then you play the game. You know, they got to know the rules too. At a certain point, you got to move your feet.
Yeah, he did good, man. It's just, I'm proud of him. It's like even football. This is his first year playing football. I talked to his football coach. He said, man, he caught on quick. He said he's very coachable. And if he get to be the size of his uncles, like on his mama's side, if he get to be, because most of them 6'1", 6'2", and 165, if he get to be at least 5'10", 6 foot, he in there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, look, man, I don't never miss an opportunity to applaud a black man for doing what they say we don't do.
Yeah.
You came from a whole nother state. You travel on your own time, on your own dollar to support your son. And you know what I'm saying? That shit can never be missed. So kudos to you on that.
Yeah, bro. We got to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to. So, I mean, hey, bro, I'm off this weekend. I told him, hey, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? So I got up this morning. I hit the road.
Absolutely.
First thing in the morning, he hauling ass.
Yeah, I'm gone, man.
He got to go get them 7 degrees back.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
bro, man. Yeah. So he with me. He around there on his phone, man. But you know what's crazy about that? So like, it's almost like you a unicorn. So it's like the staff and teachers and all this stuff. They hear, his dad. They hear about it, but then when you show up, Joe is looking like you came from. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, we do exist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we exist. There's plenty of men out there, bro. They don't give us props for that. But it's plenty of black men that's actively involved in the lives of their kids.
Crazy story. This happened to me recently. This happened to me about early December, late November. So my daughter was sick, so I had to pick up from school. So when I got there was another black man running in behind me. And the black lady, the receptionist, secretary, whatever you want to call it, she was like, who am I there for? And I told her. So the black dude was like, yeah, I'm here to pick up so-and-so. She was like, well, your name's not on the pickup list. And he's like, well, the teachers, everybody know me in the school. She was like, yeah, but your name's not on the pickup list. Your wife got to put you on the pickup list. And he going back and forth with her. He's like, I don't understand what the problem is. And the lady was like, well, she's just throwing it off. So the teacher actually brings his daughter up to the office. And the teacher said, hey, so-and-so, like, know his name and everything. So now the other lady is looking like it's one of those things, like, you can't, like you said, you can't be shocked that a black man is there to pick up their kids or, being that parent that they say we not.
Yep. And it's plenty of, some of that got to do with, like, security, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, bro, hey, that happens all the time, man. And then they shocked. They really shocked when you show up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know my daughter's teachers, they all look at me like big black man. They got that big black man looking at me, I'd be like, oh shit.
They be looking at, well, it ain't even just that you show up. It's the stigma of, is this motherfucker gonna act up? You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, my finger is on, I've dialed 911. Yeah. I only got one more to go. You feel me? That be the thing about being a certain size and a certain level of darkness that, we just got to deal with for these, at least for the rest of our life. You feel me?
But you know, it's crazy. It's between the teachers and the hospital, because you get those looks in the hospital too. I know I got up with my daughter because when my wife was there, like they got to know my wife in the hospital. So I'll just pop up on the weekends and when I can, you know, all work. So I'll you know, when they're doing some procedure to my daughter, it's always that, you know, they doing it with, you know, cutting their eye at me. Yeah, I'm watching you now. I just want you to know I'm watching you. I'll be back. They're gonna be back every day, but I'm gonna be back. I gotta work now. I gotta get, you know, put money, make sure we got some insurance. But you know, it is what it is. I've been trying to lose weight. I just can't lose weight, so I guess I'm just gonna have to be big. They're gonna have to get over it.
Well, don't lose so much weight that you bobblehead.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, you gotta drink plenty of this too, man.
Oh, we done had several conversations on the platform about water.
Yeah. Hey, I'm enjoying my cocktails now, but you know, the older I get, girl, look, your body gonna tell you need water. That's why I don't understand why people don't know to drink it.
Yeah, man.
I feel it, cause my back hurt, my knees hurt worse. You feel me? You gotta listen to your body.
That's true. You know, bro, I want to know who lied and talked about aging gracefully, right? That's a lie.
That's a bullshit lie.
Man.
But it go to the point of I don't know who said it, man. I be wishing they be bars, but you know you'll lose sight of the original. Youth is wasted on the young. That's one of the realest shit that I ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Because you'll fall asleep sitting up, and wake up and your left knee don't work. You got a cramp in your right foot. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. You ain't even got to do shit to get hurt no more.
Bro, you wake up in the morning and stuff just hurt for no reason.
Straight up. But I'm blessed. We all blessed to wake up and feel that pain, however nagging it may be.
I heard I was at work today. Our secretary, this old lady, she about 74, 75, and this other white guy, his wife, she in her 60s. They over there talking about hip replacement. I'm just over there sitting there just listening. Well, I hope I get no hip replacement the way they were talking. Them pains shooting through them.
Man, bro, I'm telling you, because it's like you ever seen people get back surgery, man? It's like, and once they get it, you get cut on once with that back, you gonna get cut on twice.
Yep.
It's crazy. Sometimes they end up worse.
Right. That's my fear, cuz. That's my fear. I got back problems, cuz. I got degenerative disc in my C whatever the fuck.
Yep.
And
that C6, is it C5 and C6?
It's whatever the lower ones is. You feel me?
Yep. That lumbar.
But,
yeah.
Shit, I know two dudes, both of them under 40 that don't have back surgery. One of them had multiple back surgeries. Under 40? Bruh.
That's correct. That's wild, man. Under 40. That must be either profession, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what he did. To be that young to have multiple back surgery, or he might have jumped off something and compressed the disc.
Yeah.
Car accident.
He ain't jump off that dresser right.
Better pack your shoe. Pack your shoe. Nah, gentlemen, we came in here, we were talking about, talking about the youth and how, we are growing to be old men. We're not growing old gracefully, but we are growing to be older men. And the things that have helped us get to where we are, everything ain't for everybody, but we got to find a way to figure out life, especially at a young age. I knew in the 7th grade, I wasn't going to college. I was schooled out already. I said, I am not with this school shit. I hope my mama don't want me to go to college, because all you gonna do is waste some money. All I'm gonna do is owe people a bunch of money. You feel me? So for me, seeing my father join the military and support his family, earn a life, I knew what he was doing when he was away. You know what I'm saying? I respected what he was doing. Maybe I wasn't knowledgeable about what he was doing, but I saw that as worst come to worst, I gotta leave when I'm 18. So I got to be able to support myself if I leave. So that was it was a no-brainer. I knew I was going in the military for sure by probably the 10th grade. You feel me? Because again, school ain't for everybody. And anybody that know me, you see me on this show, I ain't no slow leak. If I want to learn something, I'm gonna go learn it. But the structure of sitting down in this classroom and you inundating me, indoctrinating me in whatever the fuck you want me to, that just didn't work for me. So as far as you, Cee Hess, what led you to the military?
So, bro, being from 904, like we got 3 Navy, well, back then it was 3 Navy bases, right? So what really led me, part of it was my dad, right? It's just like it was my dad, because my dad he's a vet too. But I've had, like, my granddaddy was in the Army. I had a great uncle that was in the Army, a great uncle who one fought World War I, one fought World War II. Plus all the a lot of people around me, like some of my friends who are a little bit older, a lot of those guys that went to the Army, 1 or 2 of them might have went to the Air Force. So I'm kind of like you, man. It's just like I was schooled out, didn't really want to go to school. I wanted to get away from home, and I looked at like my dad and like a lot of the other people who had joined some branch of service, and looked like to me, them cats, like, they was always clean, always had money. You know what I'm saying? Some of the guys that were a little bit older than me, when they would come back home, bro, they'd come and get me, and they always had nice cars, always had money. So I wanted to go somewhere. I knew I was gonna go in the Army. I'm like you. I knew right around 14, 15 years old, I was going. So I wanted to get away from home. I wanted to travel, and I wanted to get. I had a couple scholarship offers, but because I ran track and I was pretty decent, man. I did a long jump, but I knew I wasn't going to school, so I wanted to get my school paid for because I wasn't going to school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, bro, to get away, I'm actually from Orange Park, right outside of Jacksonville. So I wanted to get away from Orange Park, bro. So, and my mom,
I have heard crazy stories about the neighborhood, cuz.
Well, that's Clay County. We call it Clan County. So I want to get away. You know what I'm saying? I want to go travel, bro. I want to see the world. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I joined the Army, bro. I was out of there. 17, I was gone.
Let me ask y'all this, because obviously I didn't join it. I was, what my brother was saying, I was in debt by a lot of money. What you don't see no more is the promotion when it comes to the military. Growing up, BET was always having some black drill sergeant or the military commercial. You always seen something with the military, because you can watch TV right now for 2 hours and see nothing about the military. You watch TV back then for 2 hours, you're gonna see about 8, 9 military commercials within them 2 hours.
Be all you can be.
That's it.
So do you? My question for y'all is, like, as far as when y'all both said y'all were gonna go into the military early, do you think they promoted it better back then than now? Because even though you see your people around you join the military, it's still commercials, it's still advertising, it's still jingles, it's still on the radio. Not like it is now. So it's like it's not even an option for these kids now as much as it was back then. That's what I'm talking about.
I feel like everything else, man, the military is affected by technology. Why would I take on the task of paying you, even though I'm paying you modestly than a motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Why would I take you on when I can buy a goddamn Patriot missile?
Oh, yeah.
This Patriot missile gonna kill way more motherfuckers than you. You could be Rambo, and you ain't gonna take out as many people as a Patriot missile. So I feel like that's probably the major difference. I didn't pay attention to the commercials. I was a cynic, cause all I knew was my mama told me I had to leave when I was 18. And I still needed to be able to survive. So it wasn't the commercials, it was more growing up around the military and my father and my father's friends, like Cee Hess said, that made me want to join. But I don't even think you can do 20 years in the military no more, huh?
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, you can?
You can still retire? You can still do 20?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel about it.
So I think what it is I think times have changed, because you're right. Every time you turn around, you saw really in my opinion, more Army commercials than anything.
Well, yeah.
It was that be all you can be. We do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day, right? So I think that like I was a soldier, so I got to speak. I'm a former recruiter too, so I got to speak in terms of Army. So the Army spent a lot of money on recruiting. You know what I'm saying? In the commercials. So I think we don't see them that much. And you're right, we don't see them that much no more. I think because times have changed and technology has changed. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kids don't necessarily watch as much TV as they used to. They on them phones and the internet. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like, and I'm away from it now because I've been retired since 2012. So I think they're dumping some of that budget, that money into the technology. You know what I'm saying? As far as the internet and stuff like that, I think that's what they're doing because the recruiters are still around. You know what I'm saying? Right. They're still around. And then the other thing is JROTC is not as popular now as it once was. And the programs are still around, but you don't have as many kids in it because I mean the market isn't saturated. In society, man, it's pretty much changed, bro. You got to remember we've been at war. We was in Afghanistan, what, 20 years?
Yeah.
Right. So they don't put, it just seems like they don't put as much money into the advertising. But even when you see the commercials, look at the technology that they put into the commercials now.
Right.
They're showing you the drones, even the Marine commercials, man. Look at the technology they put into it. We just don't see as many.
See it. Right. See it. Look at this shit right here. Look what Alicia put.
He said the Navy did at least exercise. The Navy, I ain't gonna lie. The Army wasn't my first option. The Air Force was my first option.
You couldn't make me. You may wait for the Air Force? I just always heard you had to be a certain.
Nigga, okay. See, you about to make me lose my military bearing, as they say. You test, right? You take an ASVAB. It's basically an assessment test of where you are. Cee Hess might be able to follow me on this. I did a 114 GT score, and I did an 86 on the actual test. So the Air Force, though, is like a fucking country club. They not like the Army. Like he was saying, like the Army spent a lot of money on recruiting. You got recruiting officers everywhere in every little podunk town. In every major city, you got Army recruiters everywhere. But the Air Force is on some shit like, we got 56,000 of us, and we don't want 56,001. So at the time that I joined, they was on stop loss, which means we full up. We good over here. But I know I had to go. So the Army was the next best thing. Like I said, I understood the Army. And they ain't lying, cuz you do way more before 9 a.m. than most motherfuckers do all day.
So why do both of y'all? So my brother said why he chose the Army over the Air Force, but what about the Navy and the rest of them? Cee Hess, why did you choose the Army?
I can't drink all that water, cuz.
Yeah. So for me, this is God honest truth, right? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go in the Air Force. That's what I said, right? I want to fly planes, like most kids do. I want to fly planes. My daddy said, nope, son, go in the Army. He said the Army is for the black man, right? So I said, now I'm going to the Air Force. Then it was the Marines. I'm going, well, nope, let me back up. I know I didn't want to go in the Navy, right? Because that's too much water to drink. I grew up around the Navy. I was like, no. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I seen when them dudes was out to sea, what was going on, you know what I'm saying, with the spouses back here. I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. So I talked to Marine recruiter, man, and I sat down in the chair, and I thought about it for a minute. I said, hell no. And I didn't, the thing that kept me out of the Air Force was I didn't like the Air Force recruiter. So it's kind of like Jay Walker III said, their mentality is a little bit different. And the whole time I'm saying, I'm going here, I'm going there. My daddy kept saying, no, son, going to Army for the black man. But I had a recruiter, Sergeant Rodriguez, I never forget him. That man, he kept calling, he stayed on me. So you know what, bro, that's what it was. It's just, when I sat down and actually compared the branches of services, and I learned this even as a recruiter, the Army had more to offer me. You see what I'm saying? More jobs to pick from, more everything. So it was just like, my recruiter, he was straight with me. So it's just like, I had more jobs to choose from. The Army got more jobs than any other branch of service. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I chose Army.
So how did y'all MOS?
Hey, you want to take that first?
Again, you testing for it. So, like I said, whatever your score is, your score equates to this list of things that they feel like you would be proficient in for their purposes. So when I first was going, I like when you young, you don't understand. When you go in the Army, cuz you a killer. Your primary MOS, not a killer like that, but like your primary MOS is infantry. We're gonna teach you how to work this weapon, and if it go down to it, this is what you do. But after that, you have what we call a secondary MOS. My first time, I was just like, shit, I'm gonna go, and I think I was gonna leave if I picked that MOS, which was a 92 Alpha. It was logistics. Basically, I was gonna be in a daggone warehouse counting helmets or some stupid shit. And I'm just being real. Like, that's what it is. Like, you smart, you can recognize these numbers, you ain't gonna fuck up their spreadsheet. This is a perfect job for you. But it was like I graduated June 3rd or some shit, and they had me leaving on June 6th. Nah, I ain't like, you about to change my life, and I ain't ready for that yet. So I went back, I was like, nah, I'm not leaving June 6th. I was like, what else you got? And I could have been a light wheel mechanic. I could have been, you can always be a cook. You can always go in the mess hall. But they offered me a radio operator. So I'm looking at the radio operator like, what that look like? And of course, a recruiter, he gonna pop in the high-speed VCR tape, because that's what it was back then. And he showed me the dude in the back of the van with the damn satellites going on and the helmet with the shades in, almost looking like a pilot, some lasers, some crazy shit. I was like, hell yeah, I want to do that. We'll talk about how my job really went later.
Yeah. So, hey, let me break this down. Let me break a couple things down, and then I get into the MOSs. So when you take the ASVAB, right, you got like Jay Walker III is talking about a GT score. GT stands for general technical. So when you take the ASVAB, you get an overall score, which is your QT. Your QT is what helps you. Really, that's if you score in the Army, Army, Navy, and Marines, you gotta have a QT of 31. In the Air Force, I want to say it was 41, so it's a little bit higher, right? And then they can adjust from there. Like the Air Force adjusts theirs all the time. So what people don't understand is 31 to 49, same score. 50 on the ASVAB to 99, it's the same score. You in the Alpha category, you score from 50 to 99. So that's your QT, right? Then you got your line scores. So your GT, your OF, your EL, all that stuff is what helps you pick your job, right? So let's just say, like your GT is a general technical, and they like for you to have like a 110 GT score. But let's just say you score high in EL, that's your electronics area, right? And then they got other stuff that talks about clerical. Well, if you score high in one area, what happens is all these jobs gonna pop up, right? When you go down to MEPS, military entry processing station, all those jobs in that area is gonna pop up, right? So like you got these kids that might not be smart, but they good with their hands. Most of them guys end up being mechanics. You see what I'm saying? Because they score high in that area that deals with your mechanics and stuff. So that is what determines, that's what helps you pick your job. You see what I'm saying? It's your line scores. So what I tell people is, hey man, just pass the test and get in. You know what I'm saying? Just, hey, pass the test. You can have, let's say you score 55 on your overall on the ASVAB and ain't got no line scores. They gonna find you a job, right? Especially if you graduated high school, you a grad alpha. Oh, they gonna find you a job. So for me, I'm like you. I went in 1990. I was a 76 Papa, which is a material control and handling specialist. I wanted to be an MP. That's what I wanted to do. But what they didn't tell me until I got the MEPS was you had to be 18 or 19 at the time back then. Plus you had to be at least 5'9". They had height requirements. Well, when I joined the Army, bro, I was 17. I was 5'5". You know what I'm saying? So I grew. So MP was out. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't meet the age requirement nor did I meet the height requirement at the time. So Jay Walker, you said you was a 92 Alpha. What happened was, like with the 76 Papas, they merged the MOSs. And everybody became a 92. Either you was a 92 Yankee, which was supply, or you was a 92 Alpha, which they took your warehouse people, they took your food handling people, and they took some other stuff and they merged them into one MOS. So what I did, bro, is I just took the job because he told me that video, hey man, you work with, I said, well, I want to work with computers then. No, you be working with computers, not knowing that I'd be in the warehouse. But it was cool. So what I eventually did, bro, is I never became an MP. I reclassed over to the chemical corps, right? Which was which is 74 Delta now, right? So that's how I ended up hazmat, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I picked the job that I picked, bro. If you got a good recruiter, they're gonna tell you the truth. They're not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Most of them gonna lie, but recruiting has changed so much, bro. They can pull jobs. Your recruiter can pull jobs from his laptop, because you remember we used to have to go to MEPS,
right?
Jobs at MEPS, bro. They can make the reservation right from their laptop now.
Yeah, I still look for Sergeant McKnight, because you know a motherfucker wrong you if you remember their name 30 years later.
All right, so when I say Cee Hess, you can start this one. My brother told me stories about this shit. What was your first night like when you joined?
Okay, so this is what's crazy. Everybody around you most people don't been in, so you kind of know what to expect. They tell you they gonna holler at you, they gonna all of this stuff, right? So, bro, I remember when we landed at the airport, we was just it was a bunch of kids, bro. We was all there. Man, them drill sergeants showed up, and they started yelling immediately, right?
Hold on. So where was your basic training at?
So I went to basic training at Fort Bragg.
Okay, right? So you left. That's what I'm saying. You said you did at the Air Force. So you went from Florida to Fort Bragg,
North Carolina.
Yeah. Right? Okay. Go.
So listen, this is what's crazy. So my first night, bro, they kept us up. We was doing improv, all kinds of stuff, bro. They kept us up. I'm gonna say at least till midnight, maybe 1 a.m, right? They kept us up. They let us go to sleep, bro. I swear, about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, bro. They came right back in there, banging trash cans, throwing stuff all over the place. That was my first night, bro. We didn't sleep at all. At all. It was crazy. And then this is the thing though. That's reception. You ain't even started training yet. That's reception.
Them ain't even the real drill sergeants. They just having fun. Them drill sergeant trainees. Bro, they trying to see if they can handle.
Bro, it was crazy, man. So like now, bro, they got drill sergeants in reception, unless they changed it. So those are the ones. Normally, if you at reception, you did your time. You about to come off. They put you in reception. You know what I'm saying? But bro, man, they smoke. Well, we said smoking back then. They don't really say smoking no more. Bro, they smoked.
Can't smoke a rock.
Yeah, you can't smoke a rock. Bro, they smoked us like it was no tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, I was 17. I was 5'5", 119 pounds. I was small, bro. I was tiny. So, bro, I came out of basic training. I grew about an inch. I was about 5'6" then. I was 100. I had gained 10 pounds, right? Muscle though, all muscle. You know what I'm saying? Cause bro, we did a whole bunch of this right here. Boy, we was pushing up Fort Bragg. I swear. And it's just getting your mind right though. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. My shit went a little different than yours, Cee Hess, but first off, I'm from Columbia. I went to Fort Jackson. The one thing that I had that nobody at the time that I went in had was my mother worked on the base. She worked in what they call student detachment. So essentially, if you come in there to be on base, you got to go through her. She knew all the drill sergeants. And do you think she said, "Hey man, take it easy on my son"? She said, "Get that motherfucker the business." And they gave me the business. But this is the thing, man, and we talking from a different place. I want to spin the conversation back around to the people in our age group that got kids that don't quite know what they want to do, whether they feel like us. Like, we can pray and push and want them to go to college all they want. That shit is not for everybody, but neither is sitting at home doing nothing.
So, bro, can I tell you something, man? I'm gonna tell you something, bro. So, a lot of people don't know about me is I was a recruiter and I was a drill sergeant too, right? I was a recruiter first, and the Army did me, but they double dipped me. A year, I spent 3 years as a recruiter, and then I came out of recruiting a year to the date after I finished recruiting, bro. I got a notice. The following individuals have been selected to attend the United States Army Drill Sergeant Academy at Fort Jackson. So what the hell they sent me this for? Bro, I was the second name on the list. I was like, I just came out of recruiting. So I'm gonna just tell y'all from this perspective that as a recruiter, bro, I was straight up with kids. I was straight up with them because I always thought that this could be my son, my daughter, my niece, my nephew, my cousin, whatever. So I was always straight with them, bro. People always look at some branch of service. I hate the term military because I'm a soldier, so I would say Army. But people look at some branch of service as a last resort, right? People do. Man, I'm telling you, for me personally, it is the best thing that I had ever done in my life. You know what I'm saying? It just, bro, it changed my life totally. So you take a young kid, you know what I'm saying, raised in a single parent home, even though my dad was in my life, bro, and I was in the Army, bro. I saw some stuff that I probably would have never seen. All the stuff that I read about in history books, right? I got the chance to see up close and personal. Plus, man, I did 21 years. I came out, bro, with an associate's degree and a bachelor's degree. And I still got money left to go work on a master's if I choose to. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I could have never, and debt free. You understand what I'm saying? No school, no loans, no nothing, bro. So I'm just saying, when people down whatever branch of service, you got to look at like those folks that came before us. And I'll tell any young person, look at some of your uncles, the ones that did right, didn't get caught up on drugs. Look at some of your uncles and stuff like this, right? And look at the way that they live and look at their lifestyle, bro. The military as a whole has been good for Black people. It allowed a lot of us with the VA loans and stuff to get houses and all kinds of stuff, man. But people don't look at it like that. They only look at, oh man, they going to war. I ain't gonna serve. I had a kid tell me one time, he said, man, the Army ain't no place for a Black man. I said, well, neither is jail.
Neither is jail. And obviously not a job if you say it that way. But I wanted to, like my brother and my dad, they talk about it and they laugh about it. But this goes back to what you just said. Our dad, I think what he said you make $200 a month.
Oh man.
But what I'm saying, yeah, but what I'm saying is like you just said, like about money and finance, when people don't think about the military, you got an education. There was other stuff behind the paycheck. But our dad supported a wife and 2 sons off that $200-300 a month. You know, you get.
Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let me jump in real quick. I'm gonna help you. So the $200 is the base pay.
Yeah.
So if you go in the military and it's just you at the time that he went in, then it's $200 because you ain't paying no rent, you ain't paying for no food, you ain't paying no light bill, no water bill, no nothing. So, but if you get married, that $200 might turn to $550 because they're gonna give you a little stipend for yeah. They give you, so basically your grocery money, money for rent, shit like that. If you live off post.
Yeah, but I was just saying like that's a positive with the youth might not be looking at when they talk about shit. I ain't got nowhere to go. I don't want to live on these streets. But it's more that I got a son or daughter to raise. It's more to that than just being in the military. Like you actually can help support your family in that aspect.
Bro, I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. You know what, man? I know when I first went, my whole thing was just to help my mom and my sisters at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I went there as a PFC. I was an E3. Because I did 3 or 4 years of ROTC. So, man, listen. I equate it like this. It's just like any entry-level job that you go in. You know what I'm saying? Because they make money. You can pull up the pay scale. I'm trying to read the comment down. Because you can see the pay scale. You live it, like you said, you living in the barracks and all of this stuff, right? Bro, I had a separate savings account for my mama. You know what I'm saying? And it was just, I put money in. So if she needed it, bro, you know what I'm saying? My mama and my sisters, they didn't want for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I would put money and send an allotment home or just put money right in this account for her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, and then as you get promoted, right, you make more money. Like you were saying, if you get married, bro, you get your you get BAQ and you get separate rats, right? You can look all this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, to me, it's a win-win, because if you only go in and you do, let's say, 3 or 4 years, once you get out, bro, if you ain't spent your GI Bill, you still got your GI Bill to go off of school, but you got this thing added to your name now called veteran. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that is a whole bunch of other stuff that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm sorry. The buddy system, like, and that's another thing that might help the youth out, because mentally that might help them, because they see somebody that look like them, that been everywhere they've been. Like, did you go in with the buddy system? Did you have partners? I know my brother had partners that went in, but did you have partners that went in around a year or two before, a year or two after, or at the same time as you?
So let me. So I have friends that went in, like, they were a little bit like a year older than me. They graduated, they went. So I was still in school, but I had some friends that I graduated with that we didn't all go in at the same time. We went in a little at different times. But had we went in on a buddy system, what happens is, when you go in a buddy system, you go to the same basic training. You got to pick the same MOS though for it to work. You'll go to the same AIT, which is the Navy, they call it A school. I think the Air Force call it tech school, but it's AIT is where you go learn your job. And then you go to the same first duty station together. So you're going to be with whoever your partner is for at least 2 years. You know what I'm saying? At least, right? So that's how the buddy system works. You got to pick, well, unless they've changed it, you got to pick the same MOS. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all go to base training together, AIT together, and you go to the same first duty station. But it may have changed by now.
No, I mean, that's dope. Like, mentally, you know, like I said, you see somebody that look like you, like on your hard days, like, you know somebody that know what you're going through because they know who you are. Just because y'all are there saying don't mean y'all going through the same shit. But if you know somebody, it kind of eases it up just a little bit.
Yeah, you going through the same. Everybody goes through the same stuff though.
I didn't have no buddy. I ain't had no buddy with me when I went, because I chose to go later. I didn't leave until October. Most of my friends, they did leave right after graduation. But you know, it's like anything else. When you go in the military, it was probably 11 of us from South Carolina, from the state. You know what I'm saying? So you form a bond. You find out ain't nobody better than nobody. That's the first thing. That's the first most important thing that you get from the military is, bitch, you not special. And that's a life lesson. That's a life lesson. You feel me? Because like Cee Hess went in as a PFC, That's an E3, enlisted 3. I went in as a PV1. So even though he had that, it didn't make him any fucking different. He was gonna push them motherfucking walls until they sweated.
Yeah, basic training.
Yeah, you nobody. Like, my biggest thing, and this is just a funny tangent, cuz my biggest thing was when we got there was the bay shower shit. So you might have 40 to 50 motherfuckers in a platoon, and it's 8 showers, and everybody got the shower in 30 minutes with them 8 showers. So if you think you just gonna, you know, hem and haw and goddamn wear your drawers in the shower and all that shit that motherfuckers talk about, you not. So the first thing they do is I ain't gonna say dehumanize you. They make you understand that these is your motherfucking people. Shit hit the fan, these gonna be your people.
That's a fact.
So again, it goes to the psyche of, if you got low self-esteem, like I probably was a little low self-esteem then, it'll bring you up. You know what I'm saying? And if your self-confidence is too high, it's gonna regulate you, it's gonna bring you down. You feel me? Now some people they not gonna acclimate to the shit. Some people, especially with these younger kids now, you can't really say shit to them without them having a rebuttal. And that's not what the Army is. That's not what basic training is. You are basically following the plan of the military. You know what I'm saying? And people want to be like, well, you ain't gonna turn me into no one. They're not turning you into shit. You choosing this at the end of the day. Because what happened?
I was gonna tell you. You explained one time. I didn't mean to cut you off. You can finish your explanation. When you said the property thing, you told a story about the property thing.
Oh shit.
No, go ahead. Finish your story. Didn't elaborate. See, you probably totally understand where I'm going with this.
Okay, so basically, like I said, when you go into basic training is to get you physically fit. You know what I'm saying? Cee Hess said he went in at 110, gained 10 pounds. I went in at 185, 5'10 or 5'11, and I was overweight. So I had to do a tape test, a body fat test. So I passed body fat test or whatever. At the end of basic training, I weighed 193. But that body fat went from like 24% down to like 17%. You feel me? So these are the things that can build you up. And I'll be honest. The biggest thing is we got a lot of single mothers with children and men, and they are not with that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can do anything to go to the military, go to college. But what you gonna do when you go to college? You gonna do drugs, drink, and chase women.
Strip club.
You know what I'm saying? The military ain't gonna stop you from doing that, but it's a period where you can't do that.
Right. So hey, here's a true stat for y'all. So 75% of all college freshmen never go back for their second semester. Right?
That's crazy.
So, bro, when I was a recruiter, bro, I was at Mizzou, right? So I was in Columbia, Missouri. So we got a chance to go. I went to school at Mizzou, right? So part of the day when I was a recruiter, I was in class part of the day, bro. And man, some people used to run from us, right? Run. But there were other people, man. I used to see them jokers, man, dropping out of college, getting ready to go out. And I'd be like, listen, I got something, man. We can help you out a little bit. We can help you get these loans paid off, blase, squaze. Bro, I even had this one chick, bro. She was getting ready. This is a white girl. I'll never forget her. She was about to drop out of school. So she came to our office. She was in her second year. She's a sophomore about to drop out. So what we did was this, and y'all may never hear a recruiter do this. We took her over to the ROTC, right, at Mizzou, and said, hey, this is her situation. She's just trying to get money to finish school. Bro, instead of putting her in the Army, they gave her a 2-year ROTC scholarship, right? So they paid for her school. She finished school, but the Army was going to get it back on the back end, right? So now instead of coming in enlisted, she would come in as an officer. So what did we just do? We did her a favor. You see what I'm saying? But then those who didn't want to go to school, bro, like I had a kid, I put him and his brother in, but he was dropping out of school and he didn't want to go back to school. He wanted to join the Army. You know what I'm saying? I was that cool recruiter. So, bro, what we did was he wanted to be infantry. He just wanted to get away from his mama. You know what I'm saying? His mama. So he said, I want to be infantry. Okay, cool. I'm like, I don't know why, but okay, cool. Bro, we sent this kid to MEPS. Bro, he came back. He got the job he wanted, which is the infantry. Plus, they put airborne in his contract. You see what I'm saying? And they go jump out of planes too. Plus, he got about a $20,000 bonus to do it. You see what I'm saying? So, bro, I'm telling you, as a recruiter, nobody know that the Army has salvage divers. We have divers. Nobody knew that. Bro, I put in 4 of them. Jokers was like, how you putting in these divers? Because I'm just like, I'm giving them what they want. I'm just giving them the, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling them, I'm giving them the
opportunity.
Yeah, bro, I put in like, they say you recruit what you are, right? So I put in a lot of people who are considered grad alphas, bro. But I was making sure they got jobs, bro. Like MI, I put in a lot of MI. I was the top for my brigade.
Military intelligence.
Yeah. I was the top OCS and WAF. WAF is Warrant Officer Flight Training Program. You can come in as a warrant officer to flight school. Bro, I was a top OCS and WAF, Warrant Officer Flight Training School producer in my brigade. You know what I'm saying? Because when most people was trying to throw them enlisted, right? Bro, I'm like, okay, listen. You graduate when? You gonna have your degree or you got your degree? Okay, listen, we can either help you pay these loans off, we can push you in the loan. Bro, I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was a win. The Army was, I'm just speaking on the Army. Bro, it was a win-win. But I'm gonna say the military as a whole, it changes people's lives, bro. It changes. Rich, poor, it don't matter. You got people who got bachelor's degrees and they go on some branch of service, bro. It changes people's lives.
What's the benefit Cee Hess, and that's another thing. We talked about Alicia type suit the other day, type RTC uniform the other day. The fact that you start in high school and then you can come in different than what my brother went in, not having RTC in his background.
Right. Okay. So like this, I know a young man right now. He's on the fence. He might, hopefully he watching him and mom. So he's looking at going to school. Real talk. He's looking at either going to school, going into some branch of service, or possibly being the firefighter. Is what he's looking at right now. So what I told her to do is this. She wanted him to be in ROTC, and he really didn't want to. I said, okay, listen, this is what we should do. Let him do ROTC for 3 years, right? Let him do 3. So that way, should he go into whatever branch of service, he goes in as a PFC. You know what I'm saying? So there's a couple other things now that you can do, but ROTC is one route to come in as a higher rank. Higher rank mean more money. You see what I'm saying? Or like we was talking about the buddy system. So if you get somebody to join with you, you'll come in like as an E2. They even have these checklists that you can do at the recruiting station. You complete all these tasks and stuff before you go to basic training. You come in as an E2. So the higher that number is, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's more money. You see what I'm saying? So that's the benefit of doing like ROTC or some of the other stuff that they got. It's Silver Air Patrol, and it's a couple other things that allows you to come in with a higher rank. AR 670. No, what's the AR? I don't forgot the AR. I used to remember it. But you can pull it all up, bro, and look at it.
Yeah, listen. All you need to do is if you're young and you don't know what you're gonna do, you're not confident about college or what you're gonna do, what your plans are after graduation. Or if you a third year in college, you a junior in college, and you don't know what you're going to do, I just think that's the way to go. Now, I don't know what the minimums are. Once upon a time, you could do as little as a 2-year enlistment. I don't think it's 2 years no more.
They might still have that. But see, here's the catch about that. When you do a 2-year enlistment, your time don't start until you complete all your training. You see what I'm saying? You got to complete basic training, AIT, then your time starts. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So so bro, let me tag team off. Let me tag team off you. So as a young person, this is what I tell them to do. If you on the fence, right? I used to walk people through step by step, right? Most recruiters want to slam them, put them in boots. So what I used to do is this: you on the fence, bro, this is what we're gonna do. Let's just get you to take the ASVAB first, right? No obligation to join. That's just you taking the ASVAB, right? Plus, that ASVAB might help you figure out, okay, I thought I was good in this, but I'm actually good in that. Because that's what the school counselors use the ASVAB for. So I say, okay, we're going to take the ASVAB. All right, you took the ASVAB. This is what your score is. All right, cool. Let's go to the next step then. All right, okay, I'm ready. No obligation to join. Let's get you to go up to MEPS and do the physical, right? Because everybody think, man, I ain't going to Army. Well, you might not qualify to get in any branch of service anyway, right? Because you might not pass the test. Or you might not pass the physical. So then
you might be flat-footed. You might have scoliosis.
That's a fact, right? So then I would get them to take the test. I'll get them to take the physical, right? Like, so some of these kids, brothers, on all these psych meds and all this, they're not going to qualify for a lot of branches of service. So that's where you find that out. So, bro, they get through, let's say, the physical, everything good, plus your criminal, they do your criminal background and all of that, right? So test out the way, the physical out the way. The next thing I'll say, okay, listen, you ain't got to join. Let's go to MEPS, right? So you can sit down with them jokers and see, because they got counselors up there. So you can sit down and see what type of jobs you qualify. Let's just look. You ain't under no obligation to join. So that takes the pressure off of them. You see what I'm saying? So you've done all this stuff. Now you can go up there and actually kind of look. And that's how I ended up putting in people in the Army, especially if they was on the fence. I took them step by step. My station commander was mad, but I would rather look out for that individual than pressure them, right? And then you lose them all together. I'd rather take them step by step so they can just see. And that's what a lot of people don't know, because a recruiter's not honest enough to tell them that. You know what I'm saying? Just, hey, bro,
right. take and don't get it twisted. So a lot of these recruiters is dirtbags. That's why if you have a young kid, grandchild, whatever, that's thinking about it, show them this shit right here. Because it'll give them the questions to ask. They not just going in there blind and listening and doing what somebody say. You got a lot more. You got a lot more choices than you think.
Oh, so let me ask both of y'all this. And Cee Hess, this is a 2 question for you, one question for my brother. At what stage did y'all think of drill sergeant or somebody in the military for where you were in the military? Like once you was like, all right, I can do this shit and I can appreciate it. Was there a drill sergeant or somebody in the military that you went to was like, I appreciate this opportunity? And Cee Hess, as somebody came to you and announced their appreciation.
J-Rock, you want to take this first?
Because he talked about dirt bags the whole time. I know.
I'm talking about recruiters. I'm talking about recruiters specifically.
I know, but you got to give some recognition. Somebody did something good, bro.
No, drill sergeant. Man, look. When you go in, a drill sergeant looks so Army. You don't know that you can achieve that shit. Now, this is just me giving you my perspective. You see a motherfucker in these BDU because you don't even know how he got his goddamn shirt jacket on because he jacked. And you like, this is what I'm trying to be. I ain't got that in me. When I graduated, you know what I'm saying? When I graduated, I had to go talk to my drill sergeant. And that's when I found out they was like, yeah, your mama over there in the student detachment, she told me to go in on your ass. And you know what I'm saying? Those were the moments that I had to show appreciation. Now, we had a drill sergeant in my tech school, my AIT. That's where you go to learn to do your job. Drill Sergeant Scott. This motherfucker was the spitting image of Snoop Dogg. That what we used to call him on the low, Drill Sergeant Snoop. And he was cool like that too, had the slow draw and all that. The difference between AIT is, and basic, you already did the hard shit. They still on you in AIT, but not as much. Like they trying to acclimate you to day-to-day operation in the Army, except it's more school. If you can get past the mind fuck, that's what I would tell you as a young person. The mind fuck of them, and it's not the same way that it used to be. Once upon a time, a motherfucker be like, look, we can go back here behind this woodshed and we can figure out what your attitude about. And they'll put hands on you and you ain't about to tell nobody. But it ain't even remotely like that no more. What I would say is if you can get past the mind fuck, and this is probably the story you wanted me to tell. The mind fuck of I'm going in the military, my dad's in the military, I'm leaving tomorrow. I shave my motherfucking head thinking I'm doing myself a fucking favor.
I know exactly where you're about to go.
Drill sergeant said we done did all the MEP shit, we done did all the goddamn medical shit, duck walk, flat foot, all that shit. They inoculating, they giving you immunization shots and all of that shit, and then you go into the barber. So I think I'm scot-free, cuz ain't no motherfucking hair on my head. That motherfucker said, you think you slick, huh? I was like, what you talking about? He said, I should write your ass up right now for destruction of government property. What the fuck are you talking about? That motherfucker sat my motherfucking bald head ass in that chair and raked them motherfucking clippers over my head anyway. If you can get past the mind fuck, because it's all building you. It's giving you that shit that when a motherfucker get on your ass with words, you don't even care about that shit. Because ain't none of them gonna talk to you like this motherfucker did.
You still answer the question.
That's
You're supposed to be a drill sergeant that you acknowledge for like.
I just told you. I told you, drill sergeant. My basic training drill sergeant. I showed appreciation to him. I appreciated him for getting me through, and drill sergeant Snoop for just being a real dude. He the one. Okay, this the other mind fuck. When you think you know shit, you don't know. They give you a little wish list of places that you want to go. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to put 3 things that you want to do. So I was like, shit. I heard they got some shit in Hawaii. I put Schofield in there. You know what I'm saying? I put Fort Jackson, of course, to be at home.
You ain't getting
and I put I put somewhere in Virginia, Fort Lee. Them motherfuckers sent my ass to South Korea. They sent me so north part of South Korea, I was almost in North fucking Korea. And this is the mindfuck part again. The orders came down, and that shit said Camp Coiner KS. So I was like, that ain't motherfucking Hawaii. I was like, well, at least it's Kansas. At least I ain't going across the water. And Drill Sergeant Scott came over there. He said, young blood, that ain't Kansas, homeboy. That's Korea, South. I'm so sad right now, and I'm talking about we got the orders. We was leaving the next day. I think we had one more day and then we was leaving. If you can get past the mindfuck, you find out what you can do. Everything, and that's what I would tell these kids, everything don't require no rebuttal. Yeah. Somebody asks you to do something and it's reasonable. Somebody that you love asking you to do something, do that shit. Ain't no argument. Just do that shit. And the Army will prepare you for that.
So, hey, I'm gonna ask you a question in a second, bro. But I gotta say this. See, what most people watch TV, they watch the movies, and they think that's what the Army is like, bro. It ain't. The Army is like a job. It's really a job, bro. We used to get up, PT 6:30, done for an hour, 7:30, we back showering, right? Then we go into the chow hall or to the mess hall. I say DFAC now, as they say. Eat. Then we gotta, go to work, right? Might have
Eat good food. Eat good food.
Yeah, bro. So look, listen, bro. My first duty station was Germany, bro. I was in Hanau, Germany, bro. I lie to you not. Wednesday through Sunday, we were clubbing, right? 18-year-old me, because I had just turned 18, bro. We'll get off from work at 5 o'clock, have formation, bro. We'll go upstairs, change clothes, we gone. We ain't come back till 6 o'clock in the morning. Run upstairs, change in the PTs, right?
And sweat it out.
And bro, we be at work like this right here. Go. Go. Right? But guess what? That was Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, we doing it all over again. Because guess what?
Okay.
Unless we in the field, and depending on your MOS, some of us you ain't going to the field. Unless we in the field, bro. Weekends, we off. We gone, bro. Nuremberg, Berlin, Heidelberg. I mean, Stuttgart. We was all over the place, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
Germany lit now.
That's what people don't. That's what they don't say. Do y'all see our faces as we talking about this? Right?
Yeah.
That's what we smiling and laughing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a job. But to answer your question, I know you don't ever forget your drill sergeant. Drill Sergeant Gay was one of my drill sergeants in basic training. Drill Sergeant Sykes was my drill sergeant AIT. My whole career, I emulated Drill Sergeant Sykes. Bro, when I tell you that joker, back then we had BDUs. The uniforms on change several times, right? But bro, when I tell you that joker had his creases was like razor blades, and his boots was. If y'all ever see me, sometimes I post stuff on Facebook about me shining boots and stuff like that. Bro, I learned that Drill Sergeant Sykes. I learned that, you know what I'm saying, from him, the way I blouse my boots and everything from Drill Sergeant Sykes. So me as a drill sergeant, bro, if y'all look on my Facebook page, I can rattle them off. A lot of my old privates, from when I was a drill sergeant on there, whether it's old Francis Atwood, old Frank the Tank, as I like to call him, Jasper Striggles, Leon Thomas Jr., right? I got, I could just name them, bro. They stay in touch with me. You know what I'm saying? Because like when I was in Korea, right after I came off the trail doing drill sergeant, I ran into a lot of my privates in Korea, bro. And when I tell you I'll be walking through the PX and them privates saw me, they'll lock. I seen a joke in the commissary pushing a basket. I walked by, that private let that basket go and lock straight up, right in the commissary. Private, don't leave me alone.
Bro, you chilling? Yeah, you good.
Yeah, but then they found out because well, this dude is human. Now I was still disciplined, still uniform, everything straight. But they saw another side of me. You know what I'm saying? And they can call me today. If they need something from when I was a drill sergeant, them privates, they can call me today. And if I can help them, I'm gonna help them. I don't write letters for them, bro. Been references for jobs because it's a family. At the end of the day, you spend so much time with them privates, bro. Like I would get off, I would leave the barracks sometimes 10, 11 o'clock at night. I'm right back in there at 4:15. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
And to add on to that, go ahead.
But we spend so much time with them, bro. They family. You know what I'm saying? And then you meet people. You're a family for life.
And that's real. That's what I was gonna say is, you think you got dope friends? Go to war with a motherfucker. Be doing push-ups until you shaking about to pee on yourself with a motherfucker. When you look over to your left and that motherfucker in the same pain you in, that just transfer into the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? When you watch them movies and you see a motherfucker run back in the woods to go get Bubba, that's what that shit is about.
Real. Bro, can I tell y'all something real quick too? Listen,
go ahead.
We talking to brotherhood and it's sisterhood. Listen, man, I had some female soldiers, some privates when I was a drill sergeant. Bro, I remember we'd be on road marches and we used to make them jokers hump them, the 249s and the 240 Bravos, W machine guns, the light ones and the heavy ones. We used to make them hump them. I wish I would have caught a male trying to. No, we used to make them females carry the machine, the 249 and 240 Bravos, because at the end of the day, I knew we was neck deep in war. So me and my battle buddies, we used to make them carry them. We had some females, bro. They ended up going to Iraq on escort missions. Bro, they were on gun trucks. You know what I'm saying? Bro, every last one of them emailed me back and said, Drill Sergeant, thank you for making us carry the machine gun, because they knew how to operate them. You know what I'm saying? They knew exactly what to do once they got to Iraq. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, Santia Herrera is another one. She reminded me of me. Herrera was 17, bro, when she came to basic training. I remember one day she was crying. I said, Private, come out. I said, don't you ever let me see you cry. Don't ever shed another tear. Bro, she used to always tell me, Drill Sergeant, you remind me, you a wise man, Drill Sergeant, you remind me of my father. I talk to her to this day.
That's awesome, man.
Family.
That's
and because you said that, hold on real quick. I left out Drill Sergeant McKnight. Drill Sergeant McKnight was a woman drill sergeant. Now let me tell you something.
Female
that you will wish that all your drill sergeants was men. You will wish they was racist white motherfuckers. You will wish they was boneheaded. Bruh, a black woman drill sergeant. It ain't, and this is the thing. She was fine as hell. We spent many nights after lights out talking about how fine this lady was. However, don't you play with her. She'll outrun you. She'll outpush you. She'll out pull up you. She'll out talk shit you. It's nothing you gonna do. That Drill Sergeant McKnight, I forever. I haven't talked to her. I haven't seen her. Y'all gonna make me look her up, man. But Drill Sergeant McKnight was no joke. And my second tribute to the ladies is I had a Vietnamese lady in Alpha 122 Signal Company in Korea. Sergeant Hale. Sergeant Hale was 97 pounds and bruh, PT run, she running low 9-minute 2 miles.
Move.
I was a 60 gunner. So the way you do a road march with a 60 gunner is you got a gun and you got your little
tripod.
you got your weapon itself, and then you got the bag, which is the spare barrel, the tripod, and everything else. So you supposed to one way you tote the 60, and then on the way back you switch and you tote the bag and they tote the 60. I used to look at Hale like ain't no fucking way. But again, 9 minutes, low 9 minutes, running 2 miles. And we had a road march, we did 12 miles, cuz at the 7 mile mark, I thought my goddamn pinky toe was about to come off because I was lacking. Hale had the 60 and the spare bag and carried that motherfucker 2 out of the 6 miles on the way back just to give me, bruh. That's why I don't front with women. When I say that women can do a lot of shit that men can do, I mean that shit. I say a lot because y'all can't do everything. But I respect the way y'all work, and that's the difference. Like when I look at women now and some of the shit that they be on, I remember those times where I seen women with the intestinal fortitude of a man, 6'5", 275 pounds, and just, you know, doing that shit.
And can still remain feminine too. That's the thing.
And still remain feminine.
Remain feminine.
For sure.
There was so my dad, one of his best friends, he met, 72?
Which one?
Howard.
Nah, it could be. I'm drunk.
He met Howard in Korea, I think 72, we'll say 72. Every place we were stationed at, Howard was stationed at with his family. They still partners to this day, 20 minutes apart.
Right.
We got a partner. He ain't in here right now. We met this dude back in 1983, 84, 85, named Johnny Rodriguez. He be in this group sometimes.
Yeah.
We was on one side of the base. He was in our section of the base, but not in our cul-de-sac of the base. And to this day, like, we just came in contact with him some years back. He one of our faithful listeners on the podcast, and he out there on the West Coast. But him and my brother around the same age, and me and his little brother around the same age. But I'm just talking about the unity. Like, you didn't see, like, as kids growing up on the military base, like, you didn't see racism, you didn't see segregation. Everybody was one. You was by your name. You was literally by your name. It wasn't like my first. I had a white dude, Hispanic dude, and them, the Rodriguez. They a Hispanic group. I didn't know race until we came to South Carolina. Everything was just, that's the kid down the street. My mom hated the word kid, but that's the kid. That's the
a kid is a goat. Goddamn it.
Yeah, a kid is a goat. we had the pool. We had you just on the military base, so everything is one. That's one thing. Like, me and Kason had made a post about or said something about, you kind of wish you would have did it. Like, all my memories, some of my best memories have been because my dad was in the military. Like, what we did and how we hung with other kids. Like, now you see the segregation you see as a civilian, but in the military, you didn't see that in the military. Even as a child in the military, you didn't see segregation. They went to your school, they were your friend, and that was it.
I was a little older than him. I always say my first group of friends, we was the United Nations, cause like he said, Johnny and them was Hispanic Mexican. Then you got Hispanic Puerto Rican. Mikey was Korean. Ty was white. Hans Tuala was Samoan. Like, that was my first friend group that I was old enough to remember. Again, don't be scared to do something that might set you free, that might change your path, that might change your life. If you are a mother, I know it's hard to let your baby go. Don't discourage that. If they have energy for that, it's not the same army that it was. It's not gonna be no whole lot of ground battles. And if he turned into that ground battle dude, he ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? The type of people that they sending in now, they prepared.
But you know what you hear a lot, man? I realized this one time. Like, being from Duval in that area, bro, I went to more funerals from 2016 to, I'm gonna say 2016. I'm gonna just take a 2-year period, 2016, 2018. We can say 2019. In a 3-year period than I did. I know more people who died in the streets of Duval, right? Kids, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, that died in the streets of Duval. I know personally that died in a 3-year time period that I know people who died in 21 years in the Army.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy, bro. And when people say, I don't want them to go because they might go to war. Walk down 2 Notch, my favorite street in Columbia. Hey, Decker Road, slide down there. You know what I'm saying? Down there by Benedict down there.
Shit, you know where you at right now?
Oh, shit. Yeah, I know they. I'm just saying, man.
This morning.
Like that.
I don't know. This morning.
People don't look at it like that though, bro. You know what I'm saying? People like, I don't want to go to war. Man, we at war in these streets. You know
every
what I'm saying?
day.
We at war in these streets. It's just
every day.
It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just wild. Have I been to Iraq? Yeah, I went. I went. But you know what? It just, man, I done been shot at more times in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Well, I can't say it, but I've been shot at more times, like really shot at. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't
not in your business, not involved.
Mind my own business. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I tell any of these kids. Listen, don't use it as a last resort. At least go talk to them folks. Just talk to them. You're not under any obligation to join. You know what I'm saying? Just go talk to them. And
if you got a plan, work your plan. But if you ain't got a plan, like Cee Hess said, go talk to them people.
Well, even if you do, because you never bought life change, you would not believe. Just talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. I always tell people to have a backup plan. You know what I'm saying? Just know, just have some type of idea. And if not, you know what? If you just go talk to them, you got your plan over here. But if it don't go through, you know what, man, I went over there, I talked to this Marine recruiter, or I talked to this Navy recruiter, or I talked, you know what, and this is stuff. I'm just go, you know what I'm saying? Whether you join or not, man, just talk to him.
Before we get out of here, Cee, what's the oldest you can join?
If it's still the same, you have to be in basic training by your 35th birthday.
There you go. That let people know, like, you still. We got a cousin. He went around late 20s, early 30s. He went in. So I mean, that just allows people to understand, to their kids, like you always got an option.
For sure.
Because you know what, bro? What's crazy is now, like when I'm at work, man, I hear people say it all the time, which I work around vets, but you hear people who didn't go, like when we at work, man, they because these kids don't see when they 35, they don't see it because it's coming when they 35 and 40, right? I hear people say all the time, man, I wish I'd win. You know what I'm saying?
I wish I would have stayed in. Shit, yeah, I wish I'd have stayed in.
And it's not for everybody though. That's the one thing. It ain't for everybody. Some people make it. Some people make it their full enlistment. Some don't. Some people do their enlistment, get out, and don't look back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I hear most people who didn't stay. A lot of people say, man, or didn't go. A lot of people say, I wish I would have went. You know what I'm saying? Because bro, it make a difference. Like when people start, like I'm gonna shut up. But when people even buying houses, right? Yes. When you buy, bro, I don't know what it's like to have to buy a house and put money down and all that. Bro, I don't know what that's like. Because I used to be alone twice. You know what I'm saying? Because I bought 2 houses. So it's just stuff like that. And then using the VA clinic, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the clinic. Using the VA hospital. You know what I'm saying? To take care of some of these ailments, you know what I'm saying, that they didn't tell me that was going to happen when I was young, you know what I'm saying, jumping out these trucks and planes and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just the ability to use the VA hospital within itself, too. That's something, you know what I'm saying?
I got benefits for my entire life. I don't need your benefits, your old raggedy, stinking ass job that I got to work. I don't need your benefits.
Hey, Johnny just tapped in real quick before we get out of here. I know my brother about to do close, but Johnny just tapped in.
Young Johnny, what up, though? Yeah, man. Like I said, man. She has said it. Everything ain't for everybody, but don't go by the movies that you see, and don't go by a motherfucker that ain't never joined. That's who be telling you that it ain't no place for a black person in the military. A motherfucker that never joined. You feel me? It's no place for a black man, period, nowhere in this country, if you want to say the fact. You know what I'm saying? But again, if you don't know what you're going to do not cross that off your list. It'll give you some intestinal fortitude. It'll give you some mature intelligence. It'll give you a different way to look at things, and you will make lifelong connections. Cause, like when they talk about HBCUs and the Divine Nine, it's the same type of shit. The military, all 4 branches, consist of less than 1% of the population. That is an exclusive club. So again, just a random, I'm 20 years different than this motherfucker that's in front of me at the gas station. But because I said the Big Red One or second ID division, or I shouted out whatever base I was in a random conversation, now I'm about to talk to him for 45 minutes. And we wasn't there at the same time. Hey man, they still got the goddamn cannon on the hill in the back. Yeah, it's a cannon. They ain't gonna move that shit. But I'm just saying, man, I met some of the funniest people, some of the most thoughtful people. I met people that I never thought that I would connect with. I'm talking about Smoky Mountain, Tennessee, white boy from goddamn Hatfield, McCoy type shit. And guess what? You learn that you got more in common than you think.
That's a fact.
Hey, real quick, forgot. Tell Cee Hess the Mexican story. You done told it one time before.
What's that?
The Mexican.
You talking about the drunk shit?
Yeah. Real quick. Just tell real quick.
This ain't got shit to do with the Army.
Yeah, dude. You say you in the Army.
And Flacco is on Facebook. I don't know if he in the group. So, when you in the Army and when you young, that's the other thing. You ain't got no family or nothing. You're going to be around people that ain't got no family. So if you just want to get your young man on and go to the club and drink, you going to always have a crew. We go out one night and we going to just kick it. 4 people, Hyundai Accent. That's what I was driving at the time. My big ass in a Hyundai Accent with 3 other people. And we go kick it and we get lit. On the way home, I'm like, hey, man, I think I smell vomit. One of y'all threw up in the back of my car.
That wasn't the story I'm thinking of. Which story?
Oh, shit, I don't know. Well, you got to give me more. You always be like, tell the story. Out of random shit.
The one you say you fought to do, you hit him with everything you had.
Oh, man. Okay. Longoria.
See, it's not as funny now because I kind of gave the
No, hey, look. Again, you're going to test your machismo in certain situations. You don't always get to choose. If you live in the barracks, you get assigned a room, and whoever in there is in there. So I get to Kansas. Longoria is my bunkmate. He in the room. Quiet dude. He ain't fucking with nothing. But we from 2 different places. I can't even remember what set the shit off, cuz. But we get into it. And that's a lot of crazy shit that happened in the military. You will get down to the bare knuckles, cuz. But guess what? That motherfucker gonna be there tomorrow.
It's a fact.
I was roommates with this dude, and he was fucking with my radio. The room was separated. He got his shit over there. I got my shit over here.
Wall lockers.
Wall lockers separating. I come in because he got the goddamn Vada La Bamba playing out my radio, and I don't understand. I was like, bro, don't touch my motherfucking shit. Slung it, frisbee this CD back over to his side. That man said, you ain't had to do that shit. I was like, well, what the fuck you gonna do? He was like, you ain't had to do that shit. I was like, shit, I've been working out, nigga. I've been in the Army now 2-3 years. I holler, fire off on that motherfucker. That little motherfucker looked at me like, okay, and turned in the goddamn Nacho Libre on my ass. Yeah! Oh, shit. I ain't gonna lie, cuz. I had to tap. But again, if I saw him today, that's my man. Motherfucking Longoria. I don't remember his first name, but Longoria was an old musclehead Mexican, 5 foot nothing, 200 pounds, and will get on your motherfucking ass.
I'm definitely gonna cut this part out. This shit is definitely going on TikTok.
That motherfucker Nacho Libre my ass, cuz.
Go ahead and close it out, man. We might do a part 2. This was dope. This was dope. Me and Cee Hess
hey man, look.
This episode, and you go ahead and do the close.
Yeah, for the same reason, man. Look, go ahead, Cee Hess. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get your stuff out, man. Tell them about Motivated Minds. y'all definitely tune in with this man, Kyle.
Oh, hey, no, man. Hey, jokers, everybody tell me I should run for politics, man, but I ain't trying to do that, man. I just try to keep us aware of what's going on socially. You know what I'm saying? I just started my YouTube channel, Motivated Minds. But hey, with this conversation, hey, listen, whether you 16, 17, you're a high school junior, you know what I'm saying, senior, you know, you're a young adult or whatever, man. You know, like I was saying earlier, and like we talked about, hey, if you're not really sure what you want to do, you know what I'm saying, and you just kind of thinking, you know, just go to, it don't matter what branch of service. I say talk to all of them. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to join. Just sit down and have a conversation with those folks. If you're not really sure or you think they're lying to you, take somebody with you. You know what I mean? Take a parent, take an uncle, take a friend, take somebody. You know what I mean? To keep those folks honest, because all recruiters are honest. There are some good ones out there, but take somebody with you, man. Sit down, have a conversation with them. And like I said earlier, you know what? You can even take it step by step if you got a good recruiter. You know what I'm saying? Take the test first, see what you qualify for, and then just go from there, man. But don't rule out any branch of service. I'm a soldier, so I'm always going to be biased towards the Army, but you cannot go wrong with any branch of service. Hey, if you're a techie, right? You into technology now, they even got the Space Force compliments of Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying?
We believe it.
Well, I'm just saying, hey, talk to the folks, though. Talk to them, man. You can't go wrong with any branch of service.
Absolutely, man. Carolina, what you gonna tell the people?
Dope episode. It was funny. It was informative, as we always do. We add laughter and information into it. Me and Sis talked about this. We talked about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was last week. That was last week.
Yeah. God, time flying. Last week we talked about it. He was opening the night, so we decided, and it was. This was a very entertaining, informative show. Miss Shatari Ballin, she said, very informative information. I appreciate this, sharing this with our son. Like that's what we take pride in. Like, we may not have the view count, but we have the loyal listeners and the viewers and the interaction that we love. Appreciate Cee Hess coming on here. We definitely gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back. I know both of them got many stories. There's other many military people in here tonight that we can add to the discussion. So we definitely gonna do this. As for me, and I told Cee Hess, like, I love our veterans. Like, I'm not a veteran. I wasn't in the military, but between my brother, my mom, my dad, like, I feel like we're gonna separate. We're gonna divide all them years up, and I still got 10 years in.
Okay.
So I appreciate Cee Hess coming. I appreciate my brother. We appreciate the veterans of the United States. Like, matter of fact, fuck that. We appreciate the veterans of the world, man. And people out here that do something that nobody else wants to do, nobody else has to do, nobody else desires to do. There's a small fraction. Cee Hess gave you the numbers. Like, it's a small fraction of people that will join the military. And we do this. I mean, they do this for our freedom and our rights. I mean, they got their own personal benefits, but they do this, and we got to appreciate them, man. We got to appreciate them.
Absolutely. Your right to argue and identify as a goddamn dolphin is due to the military. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to tell y'all in a real way, man. Look, I took for granted my military time and my military service for a long time, man. For me, I just thought it was something that I needed to do, that I wanted to do. But it's something to really consider. It'll prepare you for the rest of your life. At the very least, if you can stomach somebody talking to you maybe a way you don't want to, you'll be 40 years old in a nice 2,000 square foot house with a lake model something, and you can tell stories about how you didn't give a fuck about that motherfucker. At a certain point, you will gain the value of what you've done, and in a time where you don't know what you want to do, it's not the worst decision you can make. It's probably the best decision you can make. Shout out to all the branches. You goddamn frogmen, y'all cool, whatever. Semper Fi, Devil Dogs, I don't fuck with y'all too hot. Air Force, y'all kind of bougie, y'all kind of like corporate Silicon Valley version of the military. But to the United States Army, y'all be easy, man. Until the next time, this is the Bottom of the Bottle Show. I'm Jay Walker III. That's Carolina Day 803. Cee Hess of Motivated Minds. Y'all check him out on YouTube, man. Very, very dope content. Until the next time, man. Y'all be easy, man. We gone.